Welcome back into Dynasty Lunch Break. We're trying a new platform today, and this should be streaming both to YouTube and to Twitter. So, and I just realized I forgot to tweet it out. Look, I get ahead on the tech game, and then I get behind on everything else. This is what happens in my life, guys. But welcome back in. We've got a ton of fun stuff planned for today. That's right. Tons of fun stuff planned for today. One, we are going to be playing the ADP game. So if you're not familiar with it, man, I can't even hold on. All right, I had to mute myself because I didn't want to sound all gross and nasty. So Data Fork, what's up, homie? Yes, we are going to be doing the ADP game. And I've played this with Peter now. I've also played it with Matt. And basically, it's I will give you a player. And no cheating, but I will give you a player. And we will look at the ADP. Or I'll look at the ADP. You won't know. And you'll have to guess what that player's ADP is. And depending on how far or how close you are, you get that many points. The goal is to get as few points as possible. That's the goal. Josh, what's up, homie? Great to see you. Thanks for hanging out today. So it's going to be a super fun show. We are going to have an absolute blast, and I get to hang out with you guys. And I'm pumped to be streaming to Twitter now because always before this, we've only been streaming to YouTube. But now that we're streaming to Twitter, this is going to give so many more opportunities for people to just come hang out with us as they want. So feel free, if you're seeing me on Twitter, feel free to put something in the comments because I don't know for sure that I'm getting the comments from Twitter. I know I'm getting them from YouTube, but I don't know if I'm getting from Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, try to comment, see if I see you or not. I might not see you. I might. This is all new. We're learning together, but it's going to be super dope, super awesome. So appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Also, as always, I'm going to be answering as many questions as I can. So if you guys have trade questions, things like that, feel free to put those in the comments. Colin, I see you on Twitter. Okay, so it is working on Twitter too. I thought it might be, but you never know. You guys know if you've been here hanging out with me long enough, you know that like the tech stuff, I'm capable, but I wouldn't say it's my strong suit. I would have to have my boy Jared Wackerly here to make sure everything is running perfect and smooth. But this gives us an awesome opportunity to hang out with all of you guys on both platforms. So let's get into it. Ryan, great to see you, buddy. Glad you're here. Like I said, feel free to post any trade questions that you might have. I'll get to as many of them as I possibly can. But today we're going to be playing the ADP game. The ADP game. And it's personally one of my favorite games because we're just trying to see how close we can get to the actual ADP. Now, this is super flex, tight end premium ADP that we're going to be playing with today. And I don't need to waste any time. Let's get right into it. All right. So if you're there, here's what you need to do. One, listen closely because you need to know that this is super flex, tight end premium. What's up, Bakes a Lot? Good to have you, homie. Superflex, tight end premium, ADP. So that's an important note. Secondly, you need to post in the chat what you think the ADP is. Now, of course, you're going to see everybody else's, and that'll give you probably a rough idea of what it is. But you will then, once I tell you the ADP, so let's say, for example, I'll give you an example of a player right now. So let's say, for example, I say, let's go with an easy one. Jamar Chase, all right? And you say his ADP is 10 and his actual ADP is 8.25. So I round down 8. So then you are 2 off. So you have a score of 2. You'll add up all 10 players. The goal is to get under 60. Under 60 is pretty elite. Under 75, you did good. Under 100, mediocre. If you get over 100, bad news bears. You did not do good. All right. So that's kind of how it's going to work. So you can kind of, judge yourself on all of these. See how you do compared to your friends, your neighbors, everyone else around you. So let's get into it and get down to business right here on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. Chat works here too. So I'll get to hang out with everyone on both sides of the fence, whether you're a Twitter guy or you're a YouTube guy, either or gal. I don't want to be sexist here. Gals are welcome. In fact, encouraged. All right. So let's get into it. Pete, he came back for punishment. He's ready for the ADP game. He wants to see if he can improve on his score from before. So let's make it happen. All right. First one here. First ADP. So remember, you're guessing the exact ADP. Superflex, tight end premium. We're not gonna go crazy hard. Obviously, the further down you go, the more tricky it gets. So I'm not gonna go too crazy far here. All right. So let's go with Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne. So you're giving me the ADP of Travis Etienne in a Superflex tight end premium league. Travis Etienne, running back, Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, he's a tricky one. Andrew said, hey, I asked you about the combined Dynasty on DM'd you. Wasn't sure if you got it, but I sent it on Discord. Oh, okay. I am not great at checking Discord, but I will try to get on there and make sure that I do. But I'm not great about checking Discord, so I will try to get on there. If not, send it to me on Twitter. I have a much better chance of seeing it on Twitter. Yes, 12 team, but you're just guessing the exact ADP number. So you wouldn't necessarily say like round 4, pick 37. You're going to look at the exact pick number. All right, we've got 39, 41, 49, 45. These are the Dynasty Nerds ADP. So we do all throughout the month, we do mocks, and we have people draft. I think it's 18 rounds, 15 rounds, something like that. And so that way we can come up with good, relevant Dynasty ADP constantly so we know where guys are roughly going. All right. 39, 41, 49, 45 is what we have so far. We have like 200 some people watching. So we can definitely get more answers in this. So don't be afraid. If you get it wrong, you get it wrong. It's not a worry. It ain't no problem. Go ahead and put your guess in the chat. We have a 39, a 41, a 49, and a 45. And you know what? Maybe I need to tweet it out and put it in Discord that we're doing this as well, because typically I do that. And with trying to set up this new platform, we're on StreamYard today. That's why we're able to do all this. So I am very happy with how this has turned out. And it's working this nicely. But of course, for me, when I do that, I can only do so many things at once. So this is Travis Etienne's ADP in a Superflex tight end premium league. ADP Superflex tight end premium league. All right, so let me copy here, copy link. All right, so we'll copy that. And then put it on our Discord. All right. Live right now for the Dynasty lunch break. I probably don't need to tweet it, because if you go to my page, you're just going to see that it's there. So I'm just going to put it in Discord. There we go. Okay. Sweet. All right. So Travis Etienne's ADP Superflex tight end premium. So just a reminder for those of you that are just coming in, here's how the scoring system works. So your goal overall is to get as close to the actual ADP as you can. You can go over, you can go under, doesn't matter. But as close as you possibly can. For each spot that you're off, so the example was Justin Jefferson. His ADP is 8. So If his ADP is 8 and you guess 10, you would be 2 away. So then you would have 2 points. You want to get the lowest score possible. Lowest score possible on that. If you get under 60 for the 10 guys that we're going to cover, we're talking elite territory. 75, you did well. If you get under 100, you're okay. If you get over 100, not good. Not good, Bob. It can be 12 team, but the teams don't really matter because you're just picking the exact number ADP-wise. So wouldn't really matter too much if it's 14, 12, 10. But yes, you can assume 12-team league. All right, I'll give about another 30 seconds before I give the answer. Travis Etienne's ADP. All right. Yes, Peter has played this game. He did pretty well. He got under 75. Matt O'Hara played this game with us last week on the Nerd Herd podcast. Did not go super great for my boy Matt O'Hara. So with that, all right, you guys ready? Here we go. ADP for Travis Etienne. Drum roll, please. 40 for Travis Etienne. 40 for Travis Etienne. So some of you guys were very close. Upper 30s, low 40s. Very, very close to the exact one. I don't think anyone guessed exactly 40, but well done. Well done. So keep your score at home. I want to know how you did. All right, here's our second one. Here's our second one for the ADP game. And if you come in late, just keep an average. Just keep an average of how you do. All right? Here we go. Second one. Give me the ADP in Superflex tight end premium for Evan Engram. Evan Engram. All right? Superflex tight end premium. Give me the ADP for Evan Engram. I'm writing it down right now to make sure I have it correct. When I tell you guys. Yeah. Engram, obviously, very, very talented player. Was the tight end 2 last year. So he had a really, really good season. He's had 3 seasons in his career now where he's been a top 6 guy. So very, very talented tight end. But we also know tight end's been a little bit better than it ever has been before. Many more options than we have had in the past. Ooh, we've got a wide range on this one. I like it. With as low as 51, as high as 127. As low as 51, as high as 127. Could be all over the map. And that's what gets harder with these guys that aren't super high up. It gets a little bit trickier to identify exactly where that player goes. So if you can get close on these lower ones, the higher ones are not too hard. It's these lower ones that make it really, really tricky to try to get it right. So if you're just tuning in, Evan Engram, we're playing the ADP game. Evan Engram here on the ADP game. Give you guys another 30 seconds trying to guess the exact ADP for Evan Engram in a Superflex tight end premium league. Superflex tight end premium league. All right, here we go. The exact ADP for Evan Engram, Mike, what's up, buddy, is 92. 92. So we had some people very, very close in the 90s, upper 80s. We had 94. So very, very close overall. If you get within 10 or so on these, you're in good shape. If you can get within 10 on some of these lower ones, you're in really good shape because the higher ones are not too bad. All right. Next one here. Give me the ADP in a Superflex tight end premium dynasty league Give me the ADP for Adonai Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell. This is a tricky one because you have to factor in, well, he's a rookie, so he'll go lower, but then he's a rookie, so people get excited. It's a balancing act here. Give me the ADP for Adonai Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell. Yeah, I liked Adonai Mitchell a lot coming out. Matt was good, homie. Look at you. Just trying to make me feel all good today. Appreciate you. Yeah, he's a tough one. I really liked him as a prospect. Mentioned it on the Dynasty Nerd show where, yeah, there were some things that were a little concerning. The lack of effort at times and just sometimes just didn't seem engaged with what was going on. And the numbers were mediocre at best. But when you watch the actual play, there were some traits that he had that could lead to elite production out of a guy like Adonai Mitchell. So really, really interesting player. Obviously fell a little bit in the draft, not far. Thought of him as more of an early second-round pick, fell to the end of the second round. So not a huge drop, but was a little bit lower than I would have originally expected. So here we go. Adonai Mitchell, ADP. I just looked this up last week for an article, so I'm not answering this one. It could have changed slightly, but yeah, you're probably going to be pretty close. Probably going to be pretty close. All right, give a few more minutes because I know some of you guys are still trying to guess, trying to get your answer in. If you need more time, you can always pause it too. You don't, just because you want to be live doesn't mean you have to be live. Although your comments will look kind of funny coming in. Like, oh, what's the ADP for Justin Jefferson? 152. Yeah, wouldn't be the best. How crazy Jacoby Myers ADP is, or I'm missing something. Brett, talk to me about Jacoby Myers. Are you saying that you think he should be much higher, I'm assuming? Because I'm guessing you're not going to say lower. Because it is a lower ADP, but maybe you are. So what side of that coin are you on, my man? All right, another 30 seconds. Give another 30 seconds for Adonai Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell, Superflex, tight end premium. Overall, you guys are doing pretty good. So, ADP 4. Waggle, you're keeping track of your score on how far off you are. So, Etienne was 40 for his ADP. Engram is 92. So if you guessed 44, let's say for Travis Etienne, you'd get a score of 4. You want to get as low of a number as possible. If you guessed 100 on Evan Engram, his is 92. So you'd be off by 8. So you add up all the numbers that we do over the 10 rounds. Add up all of, yeah. I think his should be higher as well. Not much changed as far as that wide receiver room goes. And I think Rich recently talked about him as a good buy. So I'm with you. I think he's like a really sneaky guy to throw in on a deal and could be a productive, wide receiver 3 or something like that for your team. So Adonai Mitchell, his ADP in Superflex tight end premium, 121 for Adonai Mitchell. So you guys were all very, very close. You guys pretty good at this game. Pretty good at this game overall. 121 for Adonai Mitchell. Just keep your score at home. I want to hear who had the best score. We're doing 10 guys. I want to hear the best score after 10 rounds. All right. Here we go. Next one. Superflex. Tight end premium. ADP. Give me the ADP for Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott. Superflex. Tight end premium. And these ones that are higher, I mix them up. Some higher end guys, some lower end guys. These higher end ones are pretty easy because most people know the first, 4-ish rounds pretty close within, 4 or 5 typically. but it's those later ones that get really, really tricky because every draft's a lot different. That's where the variance really comes into play, is after round 7, 8, 9. People are just getting who they want. That ADP goes out the window. Sedated Fork saying 20 for an ADP. Brett saying 32. Ryan saying 30 for an ADP. 29 for my guy Waggle. All right. Dak Prescott hasn't gotten his new contract yet. Has not gotten his new contract yet. But there's rumblings that it could happen. But either way, Dak Prescott's going to be a starting quarterback for somebody next year. I would be shocked, absolutely floored, if he was not the starting quarterback for somebody next year. All right, go ahead and get those answers in. Dak Prescott, man, streaming to YouTube and Twitter, pretty awesome. Normally on this show, we have, give or take, 50 people, depending on the time of year. We're at 400 eyeballs watching this stream live right now. So, yeah, we're not turning back. We are streaming to Twitter and to YouTube every single time from here on out. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. But make sure you're not just, watching. Participate in the game. Playing the game. Be a part of it. Be a part of what's going on here. All right? 20, 32, 30, 29, 39, 23. Those are the guesses we have so far in the ADP game for our guy, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott. 22 from Brendan. All right. Give you another 20 seconds or so. Get your guesses in. Stig saying 26. 26 of a guess for an ADP of Dak Prescott. And the actual ADP for Mr. Dakota Prescott. Oh, yeah, we're getting a lot of guesses in now. Yeah, participate, people. And you can just take an average if you didn't do them all. That's fine. For Dak Prescott, we're looking at 32. 32 is his super flex tight end premium. Brett got it exact. Brett got that one exact, so he gets a 0 for the round. Beautiful. All of you guys were pretty darn close, though. Nobody was crazy far off. Dak Prescott, ADP of 32. 32. All right, next one here. Superflex, tight end premium. Give me the ADP for Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews. Give me the ADP for Mark Andrews. And I'm rounding. A lot of these have decimal points, 0.25, 0.75, whatever. Just, I'm rounding. So, give me the ADP for Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews. I got a 51, 42, 36. Give me the Superflex tight end premium ADP for Mark Andrews. Seeing a 64, 50, 53, 55. Lots of good guessing. Yeah, Mark Andrews, obviously, we have a little bit of a youth, an infusion of youth compared to what we used to have at the tight end position. Now, doesn't mean that they're always going to hit, but that's pushed some of those guys up. But what did it do to Mark Andrews? Is he still considered one of those elite top-tier guys you draft, or is he falling down boards a little bit? That is for you to figure out and for me to already know because I got to look. Yes, I cheated. All right, give me the Superflex tight end premium ADP for Mark Andrews. And, of course, like I mentioned before, feel free if you guys want to ask any questions as far as ADP, or not ADP. I mean, you could ask that too. But trade questions, anything like that, would be happy to answer as well. Happy to answer that as well. All right. Superflex tight end premium ADP for one Mr. Mark Andrews. I'll give you another 15 seconds or so. Get your answers in. The ADP for Mark Andrews is 52. 52. Brett, I gotta like hang out with you. He keeps getting super close or exact. Waggle with the exact number on this one of 52. Well done. Raul says, would you send away a 27 first and second as a contender to go get Pacheco? I'm not the biggest Pacheco guy, but those picks are so far away. And if that's who you need to get that second or third running back, if he's your first, you're probably not a contender. But second or third running back and you're strong everywhere else, I get it. Brett says, I have a super flex stat and premium league drafting tonight, so you better have a good idea. I get it, and I think it's fine. I don't love the value there, but to get a guy like that, that's probably going to be somewhere between running back 14 and 18 on the season, going to be pretty consistent. I'd be fine with that. So well done. 52 for Mark Andrews. So we are halfway through. Curious how you guys are doing so far at the halfway point. How have you guys performed so far? Who has the best score through 5? This is halftime. This is time to get into the locker room, catch your breath, try to figure out our plan of attack for the second half of the game, figure out what we want to do. How are your guys? Everybody's like adding up right now, like 3 plus 14 plus. Fatima, what's up, buddy? Have Nico, Dell, Pitts, Bijan, London. Lots of guys on the same team. Should I try to move someone? I am not big on moving off guys just because they're on the same team, especially in Dynasty. They're going to move in and out of different teams. Trying to always keep up with that is tough to do. Now, if somebody wants to give you a fair trade to move on from one of those guys, absolutely do it. But I'm not giving any sort of discount to not have guys on the same team. So I think that's a good question. I think that's something that we think about. Redraft, I feel differently about that, but in Dynasty, I'm not stressing it. Give me the best overall players, and I'll figure out the rest as I go. Yeah, Ryan with only 12 points. That's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Waggle just got that last one exact, so I'm sure he's doing pretty well. Brett, I know he's crushing over there. So we will see. We will see. Brendan said, thoughts on sending Addison plus Zamir for Benson and Christian Watson? Ooh, I am not a big Addison guy, but I do like Zamir. But I love Trey Benson. He would have the highest draft spot for me out of all of them. Christian Watson. Ooh. I would probably go, assuming I'm not a legit contender, I'm going Benson and Watson. If I'm a legit contender and I need Addison and Zamir for this year, then I'll go that way. But 12 points, 17 points, 16 points. You guys are doing fantastic. Fantastic through 5. Absolutely fantastic. Okay. Here we go. Here's the next one. The next one for our super flex tight end premium ADP is Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, former New York Giants running back. I have not gotten to watch the Hard Knocks yet for the New York Giants. Really curious to see how all that unfolded and unfolded. Is that the right? Unfelled? I don't know. I'm really curious to see how that played out. We'll go with that. Really curious to see how that played out. Excited to watch it at some point. Just haven't had the time recently to sit down and check it out. Speaking of checking things out, on Monday, we are releasing our top 100 fantasy players of the 2000s. I've already recorded like 6 of the videos. So it's going to be pretty fun. It's going to be pretty fun to get into that. All right. Superflex tight end premium. Give me the ADP on Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley. Superflex tight end premium. All right, give you guys a few more minutes. Remember, this is Dynasty. Superflex tight end premium Dynasty. ADP for Saquon Barkley. All right. The ADP for one Mr. Barkley is 43. 43. So Mr. Bakes a lot, very, very close on that one. So was Dylan. Very, very close as well. 43 for Saquon Barkley. All right, here we go. Next one here. Give me the ADP for one of my favorite players. Tyjae Spears. Tyjae Spears. Superflex tight end premium. Give me the ADP for Tyjae Spears. Matt saying depth strategy question. 12-team Superflex tight end premium contender. I have Laporta, Pitts, and Njoku. I was wondering if considering going to get Kincaid and flipping one of those guys because I have Allen. Thoughts? If so, what should I pay? I see Laporta and Kincaid fairly similar. So if that's the case, then I would probably look at selling Laporta, because you're not going to want to have Pitts and Laporta and Kincaid, because you're going to want to start both. Chances are you won't as a contender. So I would go ahead and offer Laporta and see if you can get Kincaid plus like a high second or something like that. Sedated Fork saying 84. Drop the mic saying too low. That's a correct answer. That's 100% right. Whatever it is, it's too low because it's my boy Tyjae Spears. 133 for Mr. Bakeslot. Ryan with 100. 108 for Waggle. 90 for Brett. Dylan saying 105. 105. So Tyjae Spears, one of my favorite running backs, now sharing time, sharing a workload with one Mr. Tony Pollard, sharing a workload with Tony Pollard. But still, we know that the kid is talented. He did hit that 30 catch threshold as a rookie, which is something that obviously we really, really like having on our teams. So what is the Superflex tight end premium ADP for Tyjae Spears? All right. Yeah, this is awesome being live on Twitter. Being live on Twitter is pretty sweet. I'm pretty excited about it, not gonna lie. All right, here we go. Actual ADP for one Mr. Tyjae Spears, 96. 96. So Dave Fork saying, I am awful at this game. Hey, we all just do our best. We're all just doing our best out here. All right. Country Time saying sorry for the long question, but 10-team start 12. Superflex tight end premium. I'll read that in a second, but I'll give the next one while I'm reading and answering this question. Next one, Superflex tight end premium ADP. Give me the ADP for Xavier Legette. Xavier Legette. Make sure I write it down so I don't forget what it is. Xavier Legette. All right, back to the question here. We have Hurts, Watson, Carr, Fields at quarterback. Running back, Hall, Barkley, Najee, B-Rob, Eckler, DJ Moore, Evans, T. Higgins, Pickens, Amari, and Terry McLaurin. And then tight end, we have Kelsey, Hawkinson, Dulcich, and Jelani. What position should I address next? I'm a contender, and I won the ship last year. For me, overall, I think you've got a very solid team. Obviously, if you won the ship, you're not hurting at all. You've got Kelsey and Hawk, so you're good at tight end. I think the biggest concern would be potentially wide receiver. DJ Moore is probably not going to give you those same top tier numbers that he did last year. So you're probably not going to have a top tier wide receiver one type of player. Probably lots of wide receiver twos. DJ Moore, Evans, maybe T this year. We'll see. Pickens, like a lot of guys that could be wide receiver twos for your team. So for me, I would be looking at wide receiver. All right. So we have for ADP for Xavier Legette, 114, 115, 88, 128, 117, 120, 145, 109. Xavier Legette, we're looking at Superflex, tight end premium, ADP. Superflex, tight end premium, ADP for Xavier Legette. Hey, Mr. Bake's not saying, hey, I'm in best ball mode. Nothing wrong with that. Just get on underdog, live your best life. I love it. Superflex, tight end premium, ADP for Xavier Legette. Give you another 10 seconds. I feel like I normally gave the warning originally at 80 or at 30. Then it became 20, and then it became 15. Now I'm down to 10. Like, apparently, I'm getting more impatient as we play. All right. Tight end premium, Superflex, ADP. Xavier Legette goes at 112. 112. Sedated Fork, there you go. Totally redeem yourself. Came in with a 115. Brett, another good one there at 109. Lots in the one teens there. Yes, we have Xavier Legette at 112. 112 for Superflex, tight end premium ADP. Superflex, tight end premium ADP. All right, next one up. Next one up. We've done, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got two more. Just two more left until we finish up our little ADP game for today. Here we go. Next one. Give me the ADP for T. Higgins. T. Higgins. Give me the ADP for T. Higgins in Superflex tight end premium leagues. Do a lot of Superflex tight end premium IDP leagues. I get you. I keep thinking I'm going to do a IDP, and I just can't. Despite being a college linebacker, you would think that would be my lane. For whatever reason, it is not. 42 for Raul, 75 for Sedated Fork, 77 for Josh, 53 for Mr. Bakes a Lot. ADP's all over the place on the guesses here. All over the place. T's a weird one right now. He is a really odd one to kind of try and figure out. Because honestly, who knows? Who knows how it's going to work out for him? The whole situation around T. Higgins is very odd at the moment. So, Superflex tight end premium ADP for T. Higgins. Superflex tight end premium ADP. All right. Superflex tight end premium ADP is, drumroll please, 57. 57. for an ADP on T. Higgins. So overall, you guys were very close. Dylan with the exact right ADP. Well done, my friend. Well done. Will saying, thoughts on Kendre Miller? Yeah, I like Kendre Miller. I think he's a fine player. I don't think he's elite, but I need to see, obviously, more than we saw last year out of him. And if he does not hit that 30 catch threshold this year, that's what I'm going to be really worried. If you listen to that deep data dive episode that we did, kind of figuring out which positions need to hit what in by year two, if they do not have at least one 30 catch season, we have only had two players be legitimately fantasy relevant that have not hit that mark. So really needs to hit that mark or else. Sedated Fork saying, I am 95 points in. Hey, all you got to do is get less than 5 this time. You've got this, man. You heard my boy Matt O'Hara. You heard him on the Dynasty Nerds Nerd Herd show. Didn't go great. So look, we can't all get it right all the time. But here we go. Last one for everybody here. Superflex, tight end premium, ADP. Give it to me for Brock Purdy. We did a little bit of a higher end one here to end. Got a good chance of getting under that 100 mark. Giving you a chance there, my man. Dylan said Engram and Legette were way off for me. Yeah. Ryan, great question. We are working really hard to try to figure that out. We're hoping within the next couple weeks it will be back on Apple Pods. That is the hope and the dream. Mr. Bakes a lot. I'm at 90. I'm at 89. Yeah, look, I get it, man. I get it. This is not an easy game. Some of you guys are crushing, but overall, this is a tough game. It's a difficult one to figure out the exact super flex tight end premium ADP of some of these guys. So Brock Purdy, last one we're going to go after here. ADP for the Brock Lobster. All right. 18, 11, 28, 32, 35, 23 from Brendan. Brock Purdy. Last one we're going to do. Brock Purdy. 25, 39. Actual ADP. Here, I'll give you another 30 seconds. I don't want to rush you guys. Give you another 30 seconds here. Actual ADP for the Brock Lobster is 30. 30 in Superflex, tight end premium, ADP, Brock Purdy off the board at 30. Purdy for 30. Love it. All right, guys, give me your final scores. Did we get some people under 60? If you're under 60, you're doing very, very well. It means you're averaging less than 6 off per pick. So under 60 is fantastic. 60 to 75, you're doing well. If you keep it under 100, you did good. Over 100, that's pretty rough. All right, here we go. Sedated Fork saying 107. Hey, we'll get him next time, champ. You were right there. Mr. Bakes a lot, 99. There you go. You made it right under the 100 threshold. Brendan says at 65 now, Dak and Barkley got me 10 each, and Spears got me 18. Brett with a 39 piece. Okay, Brett. 39. Woo. That's impressive. Ryan with a 41. Dylan with a 94 got under that 100. Waggle with a 42. Some of you guys doing really, really well. Really, really well. Good job. I'm curious to see. I would like someone else to do this sometime because I would like to play. I would like to see how close I could get on ADPs for a lot of these guys. Really curious to see how all of that would play out. Country time. To some extent, yes. To some extent, yes. I do think that he'll be able to get his career back on track. And you do have 3 starting quarterbacks at the moment, and you have a 4th one that will probably be one eventually. So I would say so. Pearsall or Mitchell, I'm on the block at 206. Penix was just stolen from me. See, you have Pearsall ranked much higher. I would go Ricky Pearsall. Love Adonai Mitchell, but that situation just keeps getting better and better. Now that Brandon Ayuk has requested a trade, for me, it's definitely, absolutely Ricky Pearsall for your teams. Not that I dislike Mitchell. We all know that my love for Mitchell is well documented, but he's not going to be getting the same type of opportunity that Ricky Pearsall is going to be getting, I believe. All right, guys. Hey, well done on this game. Well done on this game. And yes, let's get a few more questions in here. I knew it. He can't let it go. He can't let it go. Bearded Jebediah, are you more confident in Pearsall versus Brian Edwards from a few years ago? Look, it wasn't just me. Everyone was in. Everyone was in on Brian Edwards. He disappointed everyone. Analytics loved him. Film guys loved him. Just didn't work out, man. Just didn't work out. But yes, I am more confident in Pearsall. And once again, it's not that I'm anti-Mitchell. I love Adonai Mitchell. I just think you're going to have more opportunity there from Ricky Pearsall. Josh, hey, look, I can't blame the guy. Can't blame the guy. Peace out, man. Hey, Mr. Bakes-a-lot, thanks for hanging out, playing the ADP game with us this week. Guys, believe it or not, we are getting dangerously close to preseason football. Dangerously close. We are at July 18th. Get that early part of August. What is it? August 2nd? Something like that is the first preseason game. So we're we're getting real close. Just a few weeks away. All right, guys. Any more questions? I'll give another minute if anybody else has any other questions. If not, we will wrap up the Dynasty Lunch Break show for today. Obviously, had an absolute blast hanging out with you guys here, talking all things ADP, answering questions. Always have fun. Enjoy the Dynasty Lunch Break, hanging out with you guys, my real homies over here, getting to hang out. Give you a couple more minutes while a little peek behind the curtain. One of the things that I do often, sometimes you'll see it like go across the screen. I love having a fidget spinner while I'm doing shows and while I'm talking, because I don't know what to do with my hands. I feel like Ricky Bobby. So always have a little spinner going here. All right, guys. Sounds like we're wrapping up here. Country said, any wide receivers for me to target? I would look at, even if it's a little bit older, maybe you can get an inexpensive Devontae Adams or something like that, just to kind of help hold things down. So, guys, appreciate you. Have a great weekend. We'll be back here each and every Thursday at noon for Dynasty Lunch Break.